regret having a baby with my fiancé. Posted on r/TrueOffMyChest. Throwaway because I don't think I want to see this post again after making it. I 24F have a 6-month-old with my fiancé 29M. I know I'm very young in today's standards to have a baby. Prior to getting pregnant, I was in a great place financially, mentally, spiritually. I lived on my own with my cat in a 2-bedroom condo, was debt-free, making $80K a year at my bartending job while learning a more career-based field that I would be making 6 figures. I went to the gym 6 days a week, music festivals every few months. I also owned and paid for my own horse I rode a few times a week. I'm an avid painter and artsy person, so I got to be creative with my home, as well as paint in my free time. I had a beautiful little life. Then I started seeing Liam, fake name. He was also in the restaurant industry as a bartender as well as doing entertainment singing at events. He's a beautiful man. Him and I were interested in the same things. He was creative, funny, and kind. Seemed to get along very well. After he moved in with me as our relationship developed, I noticed some things. He was lazy. I'm a type of clean freak. He's not a morning person at all, prefers to sleep all day and be up all night. He's not financially mature, did not take well to being told to do things or told he's in the wrong, and he has a short fuse/temper. I as a child had terrible anger issues, so feeling myself start to become frustrated and angry easier was a no. Allowing his emotions to dictate mine also was a big red flag, so we broke up. Obviously in relationships backslides happen him, and I had a discussion then decided to try again. Well, 2 weeks after that I got pregnant. I was on birth control but just started taking ashwagandha as a supplement which apparently can counteract birth control. I also was not the best at religiously taking it at a certain time. We found out I was pregnant. I went to the doctor and was told I'd probably be 8 weeks. I didn't have consistent periods, so there was no way to go by last period date. State of Florida has a 6-week abortion ban, so if that was my choice, I'm not sure it would have been. It wasn't an option. I go about working during my pregnancy. We also get engaged shortly after finding out. Liam decides to start a new job in roofing sales. He also had us move to a different home where rent was $800 more since the HOA was getting on his nerves at my condo. My nesting brain agreed as my landlords had wanted to sell the condo soon, and I was on month to month. Flash forward, the roofing sales was not working. He got into it with his boss and quit, then went back to bartending. At this point I was about halfway through my pregnancy. I was slowing down a lot to the point I couldn't be on money shifts bartending. This cut my income in half. I continued trying to learn the trade I was getting into, but the exhaustion got to me and I stopped pursuing. I also stopped going to the gym as well. Turns out I was preeclamptic, high blood pressure and pregnant woman causing headaches, weight gain, exhaustion, organ damage, and sometimes seizures. I kept working until my body just couldn't do it at 34 weeks. Liam took over the bills for this time, but I had saved $10K for myself as I knew he wasn't financially responsible. Anyway, I had the baby planned on going back to work when things felt more established, probably around 4 months. Turns out I had a very difficult baby. She was very colicky, screamed most of the day, hard to put to sleep, allergies to egg, gluten, dairy, soy. As I was breastfeeding, I cut all of that out of my diet. I also attempted pumping so I could get away for a bit. She won't take pumped milk or a bottle. I then developed PPD, PPA, PPR. Liam works night shift, so he would be gone from 4 p.m. until 2 a.m., then not go to sleep until 4 a.m. The baby wakes me up at around 6 a.m., but Liam typically sleeps in until 12, so it typically feels like I'm doing everything on my own. Money wasn't good the last few months, so my 10K has to be put into bills. I maybe have 1,000 left. I'm 3K in credit card debt. 1,500 of it was spent by Liam on a trip we went on to see his family so they could meet the baby. Liam's car was repossessed since he didn't read the fine print on his loan that he had to pay on a specific day, faced with rolling eyes. So he is currently using my car to work, which puts me in a position of being stuck in the house more than I was. I want to leave him. I don't even think I enjoy his company anymore. When he touches me, I just want him to stop. I feel like I ruined my life and my poor daughters too. What can I do? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. My first thought after reading this post is that he dragged you all the way down, but you can get back up. It will be a little harder now with a baby, but you are smart, resilient, and responsible. You can do it. But he has to go. He is dead weight. You can do bad by yourself. At least if you are by yourself, you won't be expecting anyone to give you a hand with things around the house. Commenter 2. You don't have to be with him. The big questions are, how can you financially support your daughter alone? And how can you cope as a single parent? I know he should pay child support, but reading about him, it doesn't seem like he would. What is your support network like? Commenter 3. From what it sounds like, your life would be less stressful and more under some semblance of control if you weren't with him. I say this from experience as I left my now ex-husband when my daughter was 6 weeks old, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I had been with him for 12 years, 2 married, the rest dating, and when my daughter was born I finally realized that I was caring for 2 babies and one of them was a narcissistic emotional abuser. I told him we were over and I moved in with my very understanding parents, and I now have a life that's at least 90% less stressful mentally, emotionally, financially, and physically. I had no money to my name as he had spent all my savings for my maternity leave and didn't have a job to go back to, but that's a whole other story. Do you have any family or friends you can lean on for support whilst you get back on your feet? One thing that really changed for my daughter was being in an environment that was more peaceful for her, and for me, you'll be surprised what babies actually pick up on in their surroundings. I hope you and your little one find the peace and stability you need. OP's response. Thank you. I think pride has been stopping me from going to family, along with knowing none would accept my cat as well.
Wired Abyss here. Yeah, I don't think she's in the wrong for wanting to leave him. He sounds like he's really dragging her down, unfortunately. If you made it to the end of this video, what types of stories do you like hearing about? Relationships, just true off my chest, am I the asshole stories? Let me know.